I left home because I don't want to work. I left home because of house chores. Another reason why I left home was because I want to know how it feels like to leave your parents. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. So today I'll be talking about the reason why I left home, right? If you stay to the end of this video, you will discover how funny it is. How funny the reasons why I left home. Some you could find very funny, while some are actually something very important I needed to deal with, right? Um, you will get to discover how funny the reasons are for some persons to leave home, right? Just imagine we take a sensor, or just imagine you. If we should ask you the reason why you left home, to some of you, the reasons might be or can be very funny, right? And to some of you that have not left home, there is a reason running through your head now for you to leave home. And we should get to discover what the reason is. Even you yourself, you find it sometimes to be very funny. So, uh, the reason why I left home, number one, was because I needed space. Very funny, right? Yeah, it's funny, but it was because I needed space. I think right from a tender age, I've always wanted to leave the house. So it was when people wanted to go to boarding school. I think as of that moment, in my environment, I don't know of yours. If you did not go to boarding school, they don't really look at you like a man, or you are not man enough. So it now look as though the criteria of you being regarded or considered to be someone of importance, or for you to be a man, you get. And as young guys, we love that vibe. And by the way, I grew up from the barrack. So I've always wanted to go to the body house. I've always wanted to know how that feeling is to leave the house. But for some reasons best known to my parents, they never wanted me to. They never wanted me to. And I know one of the reasons was because they are scared of losing their child to waywardness. As I said earlier, I grew up from the barracks, and some of my behaviors were actually questionable. So they needed me to be around so that they can tame this baby lion before the baby lion leaves the house and it becomes something else. So I needed that space. I needed that feeling. How does it feel like to leave your parent? I wanted to experience it. I just wanted to know how it feels like not to be under the rule of a parent, not to be under the control of a parent. Another reason why I left was because I needed my time alone, and I needed that quietness. I am more of like an introvert. And one funny thing about me is I don't like noise. My God, a little noise gets me distracted. No matter what I'm studying, once I hear a noise, I just get distracted. So I needed that space, that quiet environment. I have a brother. So while growing up, we are mandated to stay in the same room. Yeah, actually, boys. So we need to stay in the same room since there were only two rooms, one for my sisters and the other one for we the guys. So I find it really difficult staying with my brother because he's an extrovert, and my God, he loves that vibe. He likes vibing to anything. He plays music and on a loud. God, my brother doesn't mind playing song on the speaker, and make it very loud. If you remember that time of MP3 loader, I don't know if I can find the image. I would love to attach it to this video. Before we actually moved to an apartment where we are mandated to stay together, I could remember that time my brother will bring out our MP3 loader when our parents are not around in the barrack now, and he will play music. You will literally bring it out of the room to the outside, and you will play music very loud, and people will come around. Your guys, the ladies will come around, and they will start dancing to those sound. And those are the days of when the sound of African China, Zulezu, and some other musicians like that were the hottest in town. And it was difficult for me to stay with you because I don't like noise. I don't like sound. No loud sound. I don't like sound per se. So I really needed my space. I needed a quietness. I could remember we get into chorus a lot because when I want to lay down my head to relax, I don't want to talk. That's why he wants to talk. He doesn't have the season of talking. He always talks. He just he has this feeling of let the environment be lively, right? And I don't want to talk, but he always wants to talk. When I needed that space to just calm down my head, he will come and he will start playing music. We are literally fighting you. We're literally fighting. It was more of like a cataract kind of something. And mind you, that's the first child. And that was the third, not even the second. But we just settled, right? So what I did to contain that was I left the room for him. I left the room for him. I have to divide the dining into two. Yes, that was what I did. I looked for a curtain and I demarcated the dining. I split it into two. The dining was very big enough, so and but did I only need a big space for that period? So the little portion I actually got was enough for me. What do I have? Just my bag, my bags, where I put my clothes. Just a single bag will be okay. I'm not really a fashion kind of person, and so that was what I did to move out from that room with him because of the noise. But still did not end there because the dining is here, the parlor is there. So, and I don't go to the parlor. You can't catch me sitting in the parlor. At some point, I actually outgrew that. Yeah. If you will give me permission to use that word, um, I don't sit in the parlor. That's how bad it is. Oh, the whole family can be in the parlor now. I'll just be in my room. And I get offended because their noise and their sound disturb me. So at the end I was told if I can't stand it, I should just leave the house. So that was how bad. I needed space, a quiet environment, and the rest. So that alone was enough reason that fueled my hunger to leave the house. Another reason why I left, very funny reason. Uh, I believe some of you have that in mind also, was because of the disturbance. When I talk about the disturbance now, is the house chores. Yes, the house chores. Um, they don't allow you to rest when you want to think or when you want to do something that you feel important to you. They just bring out something for you to do. I don't know about you, but I think it's typical of African parents, or most especially our mothers, to generate work where there is no work. You could literally tell that you are done with the work for the day, but you just cannot figure out where your mom will generate the next work from. And that was really frustrating. You barely go find time for yourself. You can't sit for yourself. You can't, and that was really, really annoying to me. So I needed to, I said, "Kat, no, no, no. At least let me go and rest." That was what I used then. At least let me go and rest. And I, these are some of the few reasons that fueled my leaving home. So I don't know why you left home. In subsequent episode, we explain some other things, and that was not really a good reason for me to leave home. I have my own regrets of doing that, but to an extent, I could say I don't know if it was some of the ways God needed me to leave that space or leave at grow that level. I don't know. Though there was a regret at first, but at least to an extent, as been faithful, I could see, yes, thank God I left. So I want to thank you for sticking to this time. Subsequent time, I'll bring you some other things like the regret I had why I left home, the some of the things you needed to put or you need to put in place before you leave home, things you should avoid while leaving home. And one important thing also is things you should consider while choosing an apartment. So thank you so much for sticking to this moment. I want to know what your experience is like. Why did you leave the house? I would love to engage with you in a conversation in the comment section. And thank you. Please do not forget to like this video, subscribe. And I believe this video will go a long way to help so many persons that are looking forward to leave home, some that have left the house and still some they've not been able to figure out some things. I believe this is a perfect channel for them to be able to figure out themselves because I'll be sharing experiences that are peculiar to me and some other person's experiences. Thank you so much and see you next time.